Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
The Musselman Applemen have lost 7 seniors from a team that advanced to the state tournament a season ago. To tip off this season, the Applemen welcome a team that was a buzzer beater away from Charleston, the Greenbrier East Spartans. The Spartans return 8 seniors to lead a squad picked 6 in the West Virginia Quad A AP poll. It's another year of West Virginia high school basketball here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, as well as Talk Radio WRNR. Featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference, and we're excited to bring it all to you. I'm Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Spencer Dupuy. And Spencer, it's a Musselman team that has a lot of questions. We think we know a lot about this Greenbrier East team that comes in, but it's a new season, so you never really know what to expect. But it's definitely going to be a challenge, I think, for Musselman, at least in the experience category.
Yeah, and the experience is what you say right there. They're not young necessarily, but they don't have a lot of returners that saw action in varsity last year. The only guys that are on this roster that saw action in varsity last year, Jason Gordon, Matt Mahood, Troy Wolston. Troy Wolston hurt himself and got injured during football. He's most likely out until, quote, early February is what we heard from head coach Derek Basile yesterday on the Sports Mix. But when you look at things on this team, Matt Mahood, Jason Gordon, those two guys that really played solid minutes last year. But it's not that they're young. It's just that they're inexperienced because there's one freshman listed on this roster who plays JV and is going to swing, and everybody else is juniors or seniors. And, you know, a lot of players, you look at this roster, a lot you go down, you see Logan Shelton, Jacob Gordon, Jason Gordon, Baden Hartman. Those are all football players. And
well, the Gordons are soccer players.
Well, yes.
They play fall sports. They play multiple sports, yes.
On football. But, you know, you see a lot of multi-sport athletes. Baden Hartman, who's starting quarterback for the football team this last year, big key contributor in baseball. He decided to come back out for basketball this year. So a lot of athletes on this team, and the one question mark is how do they meld together? Only 2 guys right now that are going to be able to play tonight have seen action on the varsity squad. Troy Walston, again, expected to come back in early February.
Yeah, those 2 saw the most action. I believe Jacob Gordon did set the bench last year for the varsity, as well as I think Kyle Jarrett at times, but you didn't see a lot of them. You had 7 seniors on that team a year ago that were the main part of the rotation. And then, not having Woolston there, not only do you lose a guy that played some significant minutes for you, you lose a guy that gives you some size. But what Musselman does still have is size. Matt Mahood, kind of that big guy down low that returns with experience, and Coach believes that they're going to need a good effort from Mahood tonight to get the win. And then, of course, you mentioned Jason Gordon, and we saw Gordon really come on as the year went on last year, either as a starter or a guy off the bench that could really contribute as kind of that 6-man role. So it's a team with a lot of question marks, but one thing we know about Musselman, they always come out, they play hard, and Coach Basile is a veteran coach with a lot of experience, so he'll get the best out of his guys that he does have here tonight.
Yeah, and, when you say that, get a lot out of these guys that he had, there's some seniors on this team that could be key contributors. We just don't know yet. But, a lot of guys on here are juniors and seniors, and I think that helps a good makeup of your team that potentially, if they can get things together later on, they can make a run.
Yeah, and we saw this JV team a year ago definitely have some impressive performances. So you expect those guys that were maybe sophomores or even juniors on JV that played both ways, they could potentially contribute. But obviously varsity, a different level than JV. On the other side, it's a Greenbrier East team that, as we mentioned, was just a buzzer beater away from making it to the state tournament, led by second-year head coach Jared Patton. He's got this team picked 6th right now in the AP poll, and they look like, on paper, Spencer, a very talented team. 8 seniors for Greenbrier East.
Yeah, 8 seniors on this team, and, when you see that number, kind of really sticks out to you. That reminds me of somewhat like Musselman last year.
Yeah, very close. There's one
there's 7
difference.
Seniors for Musselman last year, and I think, when you have a senior-laden team, they've been there, they've done that, and when you want to try to get better going into a season, you want to play a team that made it to the state champion or state tournament last year in Musselman. So I think this is a good scheduled game on both sides.
Yeah, both teams play tough schedules. We'll see Greenbrier East tomorrow afternoon as they make the trip over to Spring Mills. And they like playing schools in the EPAC. Last year had 2 games against Jefferson and 1 game against Washington. So they've traveled up here before. They kind of know what they're doing. And Coach Patton, you'll hear from him in a little bit, he likes playing up here. He thinks it's a good conference. He thinks it's a good atmosphere for his team that can get them ready for the postseason. And while they did just come up short, it's a talented roster. Their captains are all back. And one of their guys that leads the squad there is Aiden Seams. Seams coming off of a state championship in soccer, so we talk about multi-sport athletes. They got that on the other side as well.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's good to see multi-sport athletes across all teams, and I think that helps. Maybe in the beginning, not as much, because basketball tends to be a different game than football, or a little bit different than soccer. So maybe they kind of got to get into like their form for this sport, but they're definitely in athletic shape, and that's always good to see at the beginning of a season.
Yeah, I think for soccer it might be a little bit more beneficial if you're talking about getting in shape, because there is a difference obviously between basketball shape and football shape. Football, you're getting breaks in between each play. You don't get that in basketball. You don't see that in soccer. So I think you do kind of get that good in shape. But if you're playing multiple sports, I always believe it helps you out. Different skill sets can transition. But let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break here on the pregame show, brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremation, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from head coach Derek Basile, along with head coach of the Greenbrier East Spartans, Jared Patton. This is West Virginia High School Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The holidays are for making memories, and Honda can help you make them. Whether it's a ski trip in a versatile HRV, a night out in a sporty Civic, or seeing the lights in a stylish Accord.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Make memories during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. A perfect mix of white and dark meat for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's Local Market. Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. It's perfect for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's Local Market.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
We welcome you back to Klein Court here at Musselman High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dupuis. For those of you interested, Greenbrier East currently leads in JV action, 45-34 with about 3:11 to go in this fourth quarter. We'll now get into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. Will start with the head coach of the Greenbrier East Spartans, Jared Patton. Nick Verzolini alongside me is the head coach of Greenbrier East, Jared Patton. Coach, first game for your team, high expectations, being picked top 10 in the state in the preseason poll. What are your thoughts heading into the season?
Well, we're excited about the season. I mean, we have 8 seniors, most seniors we've had so far since I've been here. So the kids know what they're doing. They're ready. They know what this season means, and they're going to go out and try to get it.
Last year was your first year here at Greenbrier East. Team came very close to making the playoffs, but just missed the tournament. So, how do you build on that heading into this year?
Well, we have to start with our schedule. We probably have one of the toughest schedules in the state, and we benefited from that last year. Our record doesn't show because we lost 6 games within 2 points or less with 4 buzzer beaters, including the regional championship. So, we feel as though, with the tough schedule, we're going to learn, we're going to develop these guys and be ready to go postseason.
And you mentioned having a tough schedule, and you start your year with 2 EPAC schools. EPAC usually very competitive. Musselman was a playoff team a year ago. But this is a completely different Musselman team from a year ago. So what kind of stands out to you about them and just these first 2 games here being in the Eastern Panhandle as well?
Well, we try to play all over the state, and we came up here last year, played Washington and Jefferson. Just had a great time while we were up here, so it was a no-brainer to sign up and play 2 different teams in this conference. And both teams, whether it's Musselman or Spring Mills, we know we're going to have our hands full today. And that's what it's all about. Let's see what kind of team we have. Let's see if the kids respond. And we wanted to kick the season off with 2 tough ones, so here we are.
Who are some key players that return for you this year?
Well, our 3 captains are Adam Seams. Adam just came off of winning a state championship for soccer, so that's good to have in your locker room as a state champion. We also have Goose Gabbert and Monquell Davis, and those guys are our captains for a reason. I mean, they really put this team on their shoulders, and they're great leaders, all 3 of them.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Now here with the head coach of the Musselman Applemen, Derek Basile. Coach, beginning the season here tonight against Greenbrier East, what are you looking forward to about this new season?
Well, it's just, it's great to be in, like you said, it's a new season. It's a new opportunity with a new team. This is a totally different team than last year, so trying to feel our way through this whole thing and, kind of seeing where we stand. Opening night's a tough challenge for us. Greenbrier East is a good team. They're a veteran team that was in the regional final, lost at the buzzer last year in the regional final. So they come in here with some experience. We lack experience, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you mentioned that, losing 7 seniors from last year's team, so who are you kind of looking to replace some of those guys in terms of production?
Well, we need Matt Mahood to have a good game tonight. He's inside. He's got to carry the load a little bit since Troy Willison's injured right now. We need some good play from Gavin McLean on the wing and Nate White. We need good point guard play from Austin Sine and Logan Shelton. So we need really an overall team effort tonight. Really do.
You mentioned this is a talented Greenbrier East team with a lot of experience. How do you think this early season matchup will help your team win or lose moving forward?
I think it's just a good challenge to play good teams, good people right off the bat. And we've never shied away from that. So them coming up here first game, we can kind of see where we stand. Then we go on a trip next weekend to Charleston to play, and it gives you a good idea where you're at, where you need to be.
And preparing for this game, they played some EPAC schools last year, so kind of familiar with, I guess, some of their games probably from last season as well. So it's a team that's been up in this area quite a bit.
Yeah, they played Jefferson last year twice. They had a home and home with them. Both games were pretty close. This is a program that's used to playing good people. They play Backley. They're in the region with Backley and those guys. So, they're a good program traditionally, and they play a tough schedule as well. So, this is not new for them.
What will be some keys to get the win tonight?
I think we just have to play within ourselves and do the things that we're accustomed to doing. Our defense has to be good. We have to be solid. Hold them to one shot. I think we do have the size advantage on them, so we really have to do a good job of holding them to one shot. I think they're an aggressive team, so we have to match their aggressiveness right off the bat.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Good luck tonight.
Hey, thank you.
As we heard from both teams' head coaches, Jared Patton of Greenbrier East and Derek Basile of Musselman. So it's the season opener for the Musselman Applemen and the Greenbrier East Spartans. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, Spencer and I will talk about the other EPAC games going on tonight as well as this weekend. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Back to Klein Court, currently in the JV game. It is Greenbrier East 49, Musselman 38 with 59 seconds to go in the ball game. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dupuis. And Spencer, let's talk a little bit about the other EPAC matchups going on either tonight or tomorrow. Hedgesville is taking on Green Street Academy for their first game of the season.
Yeah, that was part of a Hedgesville tournament that they have tonight, or a little mixer, I guess you want to call it. I believe Parkersburg and Broadfording Christian Academy are played earlier. Their game might just be finishing up down there at Hedgesville. And then it's actually like a tournament. So it's a 4-team tournament, I guess you'd say, because they have the consolation game tomorrow and then the championship game later on.
Colin McLaughlin on top of it, giving us the score update there. Parkersburg leads Broadfording 40-23 with 7:06 to go in the third quarter.
Shout out Matt Fairclough.
Yeah. He is our scoreboard guy on the road for basketball, especially Hedgesville games, obviously, with Eli playing. But
Eli isn't on the team anymore.
Oh, he's not.
I don't think he decided. I think he might have been hurt at the end of the football season. Not too sure there. But, yeah.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Hedgesville will play, I guess, 20, 30 minutes after the conclusion of that game. They will play Green Street Academy tonight.
Yeah, and it's an exciting Hedgesville team. You know, a lot of guys come back for them. They got some newcomers as well that they think can add to the pieces there. So you look at the EPAC, and Jefferson is clearly a team that went undefeated last year, so you can't really put anybody above them. But if you were going to, with all the talent and experience Hedgesville has, I think you'd probably put them in that 2 spot and then probably Spring Mills in the 3 based on what we know. But then there's Martinsburg and Musselman who are always competitive, and it's just what will they get out of their younger teams, and could they potentially jump into that top 3? I think that's kind of a storyline heading into this year. And then you have Washington, who's in that, I think, same kind of boat, but I think our expectations are a little bit lower just because we didn't see it last year, and we haven't really seen it since they've been a program, so it's hard to have high expectations for Washington heading into the year. But they could potentially surprise everybody. They got a young team, still a coach trying to build a program there in Trent Hilliard, so it's an interesting year in the EPAC, Spencer, I think, when we look at it overall, and I think we'll have another really competitive season of EPAC boys basketball.
Yeah, I think we will too, and I think that it all begins with how challenging each team makes their non-conference schedules, and we see it everywhere. We see it at Musselman, we see it at Spring Mills, we see it at Jefferson, we see it at Martinsburg, we see it at Hedgesville, and you see it at Washington. And I know I'm forgetting a school. Did I just name every school in the EPAC?
Did you say Martinsburg?
Yeah, I said Martinsburg.
I don't know, man.
Every school
I think
in the
you got
EPAC
everybody. Spring Mills?
Yes, every school in the EPAC seems to schedule very competitive games, and also teams within the area.
Yeah.
So I think that's just goes to show, you see Broadfording, you're going to schedule them because they're a local team. And, sometimes they'll challenge your teams.
I mean, they weren't very good last year, but they are private schools, so they can get better in just 1 year's time. And they were trying to build something up last year. So we'll see if they end up being decent. But Jefferson taking on Cesar Chavez, who's a team in Baltimore County, Maryland. So,
yeah, they were supposed to have a tournament tonight as well, starting tonight as well. But from what I understand and what I saw on their Facebook page, they had to postpone the tournament, and it was just going to play a single game with Cesar Chavez tonight, and then they'll get back in action next week. But, a Jefferson team, we talk a little about Jefferson here. They're a team that played really, really, really well last year. They obviously went to the state tournament, and Sorry, Dylan Bishop trying to distract me in the studio. They play a very good schedule, and we'll see them quite often this year. And I think that, it'll be interesting to see how their young players step up. Maybe not necessarily young players, just players that didn't get a whole lot of time last year because you had those few key seniors, and then you got Jamari Jenkins coming back along with, a few other players. But I think it's going to be another good year of basketball all around in the EPAC.
Yeah, I mean, Jefferson has that core of Gladney, Jenkins, along with Wyatt Shively all coming back. So you have that kind of big three, if you want to call it that, that return. And then they're looking for their role players. And games are won with role players. The guys that can step up that you don't expect to come every single night. If you can get consistent performances from those role players, whether it be 5, 6, 7 points or a bunch of rebounds here and there or some good assists, that can be the difference. And you mentioned the non-conference schedules for these teams, and the EPAC does have the advantage of playing just outside the DMV, so you can really pick up some good schools from Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. area too if you really want to challenge yourself. And these schools have that advantage, as well as taking on the other great schools in the state of West Virginia. So definitely a great area to see basketball each and every night and tune in here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 for what should be a really exciting season. And then the Martinsburg Bulldogs, they're at Harrisonburg tomorrow.
They're at the John Handley Invitational.
Right, yeah. They're on the road.
In Harrisonburg, yes. John Handley's not too far from here in the Winchester area, but they'll play tomorrow. Spring Mills, as we just mentioned, they take on this Greenbrier East team tomorrow, which will have the game starting at 12:30 pregame, 1 p.m. tip. And then over to girls basketball. I don't have the whole schedule with me and don't have great service in this gym at the moment, so I can't double-check the whole schedule. But I know we'll have the game. It's a Spring Mills boys and girls doubleheader. Spring Mills girls around 2:30, probably 2:45, 3 o'clock-ish. They will take on Bridgeport to open their season, and I think that's a good way to open their season.
Definitely. I mean, Bridgeport has always got, good programs. They had a down year in girls basketball last year. I think only won about 5 games. But, Coach Goss, we know he's going to challenge his team in the non-conference. And that Spring Mills girls team probably are the favorites in the EPAC this year, in my opinion. And they're very similar to the boys team in terms of a young team that returns the majority of its squad back. For the boys, they return everybody back. And I think both those teams are going to be really fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's games. But, of course, we have a good game, I think, here tonight. Musselman, the defending 8th seed in the tournament a year ago, who were one of the 2 teams to make it here out of the Eastern Panhandle. And Greenbrier East, as you heard from Coach Patton earlier in the pregame show, was a buzzer beater away, part of 4 buzzer beater losses from a season ago for Greenbrier East. So if you can eliminate those things, you got to imagine that they will be one of the top teams in the state with 8 seniors returning. So it should be a good matchup. Let's go ahead and take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, Spencer and I will dive a little bit deeper into both of these 2 teams and continue to break down this matchup. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Greenbrier, East Spencer, and one thing that Coach Basil talked about in the pregame, and you can just tell by watching these two teams warm up, the Applemen do have that height advantage.
Yeah.
We'll see if it can really help them out here tonight. The Greenbrier East Spartans, they have a lot of kids listed around 6 feet, which is pretty tall for guards, but they don't really have anybody above that besides 6'3" Libby, the only guy that's too tall, and I don't think I see anybody out there that's 6'3", so I'm not certain if he's injured or what the concern is there. But you look at this matchup, and Musselman having the height advantage. They had the height advantage a lot last season, so we'll see if they can kind of use their post play. In particular, I think it's going to have to come from Mahood down low.
Yeah, and Matt Mahood saw some playing time last year. Got some pretty good minutes in some games, and I think that is going to help him. And your 6'4" frame, a very lean 6'4", and I think he can get up and down the court. That'll be helpful.
Yeah, maybe even stretch the floor a little bit, not necessarily be your back to the basket type big man that you saw from Connor Long. But Musselman has some good length, some good size that leads to the potential to get a lot of turnovers and get out and run. So we'll kind of see how this Musselman team looks this year, but it's definitely an interesting start because we don't really know that much about these guys. I mean, you saw Mahood come off the bench at times last year as like really the third big guy on the roster, and then you had a few others get playing time here and there. Jason Gordon's the guy that seemed to have the biggest impact last year. And then there's kind of some wild cards that we know they're good athletes based on what we've seen on the football field, like Logan Sheldon and Baden Hartman. So Jared, I believe, as well. McLean as well, I think, have played football and done some different sports. But that's kind of what we're going to get some answers tonight, at least how this team's going to look, and I think that's exciting, Spencer.
Yeah, I think it is exciting, but I also think that, maybe what we see tonight might not necessarily be the Musselman team will see every single game. I mean, this is a very tough opponent in Greenbrier East, and this is their first game they're really playing as this core of a team. And, you heard Coach Basil say it's a new team, and sometimes it takes teams time to cohese, I guess is the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like they say. I mean, we heard it, I think, from both coaches today on the Sports Mix. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
So this team that we see tonight, Musselman's probably going to get a lot better as the year goes on, and they're probably not going to have the same rotation or anything like that that we see tonight.
Learn a lot from tonight, and I don't necessarily think that, if it's a loss, I don't necessarily think that that's the Musselman team you're going to see every week. That I think that it's just going to be a building block of every game and see what lineups work together. And they've had some scrimmages, obviously, but nothing compares to a real game.
And no matter how either of these teams look tonight, in the state of West Virginia, every single team qualifies for the postseason, if you want to call it that, in the sectional and regional tournaments. So your chance of making it to states doesn't change tonight. It doesn't change in February until you get into those tournaments. So you want to be playing your best basketball the closer to the end of the season. If you peak tonight it doesn't matter. Even if it's the best win you have all year and one of these teams goes undefeated and you can say that you beat this team, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help you toward the playoffs besides the growth of the marathon and the growth of opposed to the growth of the sprint. So the game, it's exciting. Obviously, you want to get off to a good start, but it's not the end-all, be-all, depending on what happens tonight.
Yeah, and I think you got to know that going into the game, and you got to know that you're going to review this film after it's done and see what you can do to improve. And it's game one. Take it as what it is. It's game one.
On the other side, Greenbrier East returns, as we mentioned, 8 seniors. It's 3 captains, though, are the guys that I think we'll have to look out for the most here tonight. Adam Seams, Monquel Davis, and Goose Gabbert. And you look at those 3, again, not a lot of size. 6 foot in Seams, 5'10" in Davis, and 6 foot in Gabbert. But you have kind of 3 guard wing players that can score, have experience, and do a lot of different things for this team. And from what I'm remembering, I could be misremembering, but I remember Monquel Davis having some good games against Jefferson last year. That name, I remember hearing it, so I feel like he was an impact player for them, and that's been proven that he's at least a captain. So this should be a fun team to watch here tonight. When you have an experienced team with a lot of seniors, game one, your expectations are so much higher than what you have on the Musselman side. So Musselman can kind of play loose, I think, tonight, but also they're probably going to be nervous with it being a lot of those guys for their first varsity action. But for Greenbrier East, they're picked 6th. They probably feel like they should dominate tonight,
Yeah.
So we'll see if they come out kind of tight because of that.
That'll definitely be something to look out for, Nick.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get into some keys to the game, maybe some players to look out for each team. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We welcome you back to Klein Court on the campus of Musselman High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Spencer Dupuis. Back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin, Dylan Bishop keeping us on the air this evening. Our cameramen are John Alderton along with Braden Schaffner. Excited to bring you the tip-off to the West Virginia High School boys basketball season in the Eastern Panhandle. Musselman taking on Greenbrier East. And Spencer, let's get into some keys to the game and players to look out for. We'll start the keys brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. What are some keys to the game? We'll start with our visitors, Greenbrier East, Spencer.
I think for Greenbrier, Greenbrier East, they need to not let Musselman establish down low. They've got a lot of tall guys. Obviously, the tallest guy we talked about that's going to see to get a bunch of playing time is maybe 6'3". Well, Musselman's got two guys at 6'4". So they'll have to establish down low so Musselman can't. And then to the other side for Musselman, I think you just got to see how your players are going to mesh. I think that's the key. Is maybe Coach Basile, he'll sub out some guys and sub in some other guys that he didn't anticipate just to see what lineups work together. And I think that's what you're really looking for from this Musselman team tonight, is if they can find that lineup that is very cohesive. It could be that starting five. You just don't know yet.
Yeah, I think that's definitely important. I mean, one area where Musselman did see success a lot last year was at times they could really dominate on the boards, and at least on paper. You have the size advantage, so if you can get Mahood going, whether it be offensively or just with the rebounds from him and the rest of those kind of taller players on this Musselman team, you could really see the Applemen take advantage of that. And I think as well, having that kind of young core that you can build around that, well, I shouldn't say young because they, as we said before, kind of experience in terms of years played, not a lot of experience in terms of varsity minutes. So if you can kind of get them all clicking at some point tonight and find those lineups that work really well for you, it could be a potential upset. But on the Greenbrier East side, they are definitely a team with a lot of talent. So let's get some players to look out for. Spencer, who you feeling for each team tonight? Who do you think is kind of the guys that could have big games?
I feel like for Greenbrier East, it's going to be Gabe Patton. I feel like he's a very dominant player, getting that starting odds at 6'1". It seems to be that the offense will run a lot through him, and he seems to be that go-to guy on the Greenbrier East side. And then for Musselman, you heard Coach Basile talk about it, and we've talked about him. Matt Mahood, the junior, the 6'4" junior, I think he could be a dominant player this year in the EPAC, and we'll see it hopefully starting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the potential there for Mahood. We saw flashes of it. I think Jason Gordon could also be a guy that ends up, since he kind of has the most experience out of everybody on Musselman, could be the guy that gets things going. And for Greenbrier East, you talk about Patton to go along with those three captains. It's definitely a team with a lot of experience and plays at a high level. So, intriguing matchup tonight, Spencer, between these two teams. The answers that we're looking for with Musselman, we don't really know what to expect. For Greenbrier East, we think we know what to expect, but that's why they play the games. If we already knew that they were going to be the best team in their region and win tonight, then there'd be no reason to play.
Yeah, there would be no reason to play, but that's why we're here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to broadcast this game for you. And excited for EPAC hoops, for our high school hoops slate to start tonight.
Yep, starts tonight, and we continue tomorrow with a Spring Mills doubleheader featuring this same Greenbrier East team. So if you're a Greenbrier East fan and tuned in and you want to tune in again tomorrow, we go on the air tomorrow at
12:30.
12:30, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking 1:30. I was thinking maybe about what the Shepherd University Rams and their time if you live in Denver or in Mountain Time.
Yeah, Mountain Time.
But in terms of, we go on tomorrow at 12:30 for Greenbrier East Spring Mills boys, and then following that game we'll have Spring Mills girls against Parkersburg. But first tonight, it's the Musselman Applemen and the Greenbrier East Spartans. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball. This concludes our pregame show. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and tip-off after this 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com. When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Brown Funeral Home is proud to be one of the hundreds of veterans and family memorial care providers across America participating in the 13th annual Christmas Stockings for Soldiers and Veterans Initiative. From now through December 1st, please stop into the funeral home and pick up a free Christmas stocking. You may stop by the funeral home Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. to pick up your stocking to take home, decorate, and stuff with Christmas cheer. You will receive a list of recommended items along with the free stocking. Brown Funeral Home will deliver the stocking at their expense to troops abroad and veterans here at home in time for Christmas. Brown Funeral Home is located at 327 West King Street in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Musselman. We'll give you the starting lineups. We'll start with the Greenbrier East Spartans, as our starting lineups are brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, located at 360 Hank Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or online at orsinis.com. First, for the Greenbrier East Spartans, it's a senior, 6 foot, number 3, Adam Seams. Also starting, a 5'10" senior, number 4, Monquel Davis. Another starter, a 6 senior, number 5, Goose Gabbert, as well as Gabe Padden and Caden Huffman. And then for Musselman, it will be Signs, McLean, Jason Gordon, Mahood, and White. We will take a minute break to cover the national anthem, and when we return, we'll have tip-off.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, skinnerfirm.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
We welcome you back to Klein Court here at Musselman High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dupuis, as we get ready to tip off the EPAC boys basketball season. Our opening tip-off is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online. They'll deliver it to you, and if you don't like it, they'll take it back. Go to HagerstownFord.com. It's Greenbrier East in the yellow uniforms with the green numbers, green stripe down the side, along with the green lettering across the chest. And for Musselman in the all-white home jerseys with the green numbers, red outline, green stripe down the side. And it is Musselman, Greenbrier East. The green letters as well written out in Musselman for Greenbrier East, it's the green letters that read Spartans.
Excited for a high school hoops season to tip off here in the EPAC, Nick.
Definitely, as Mahood wins the tip for Musselman and now saved there on the sideline, and the Applemen have possession to begin this thing. Up top, it's Gordon. And a foul called early on going against Greenbrier East. It's going to be called on Padden to begin things. So opening quarter between Musselman and Greenbrier East. Things just getting started, and the Applemen throw it in off the inbound. It's Signs working over to McLean. Now back over to White. Up top, McLean catches top of the key. He reverses the ball to Mahood. Mahood back to Signs. White drives in, and White with the floater, and he lays it up and in. First 2 points of the game. Quickly back the other way goes Greenbrier East. Moncal Davis loses it off his foot, diving on top of it. Were both Signs and White, and now a holding call, or a foul on a hold, I should say. Still kind of in football mode.
It's early, Nick. It's early.
It didn't really make sense to call it a holding call, but I mean, I guess you could kind of call it that way. It's a foul called against Musselman's White. Adam Seams, the soccer state champion, will inbound, part of that Greenbrier East state championship soccer team, and Seams has it now back off the inbound, working against White. Up top to Gabbert. Gabbert goes into the high post. Backdoor cut, a great cut, no finish, but a foul called. Huffman headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And that's where you see a lot of guys bunched up down there, and kind of just got to put your hands up and see what happens, but sometimes you just get into contact when you're down there, down low.
Jason Gordon picks up his first personal foul, the second team foul on the Appleman, and the free throw is up and no good from Huffman. The left-hander attempts the second one, and it's up and good. So 2-1 our score. 7:04 to go in the opening quarter. Musselman leading early on. Signs will bring it across the court for Musselman. Guarded tightly by Monquel Davis, but he'll be called for a reach. His first personal.
In this game getting a little chippy early fouls here so far.
Yeah, I would expect a lot of fouls in tonight with it being the season opener. Gordon will throw it in here right in front of the scores table, gets it into Signs. So White got the scoring going for the Applemen with a floater in the lane. Here's McLean. McLean goes hard to the rim, lays it up and in. Good drive to the basket. Extend the lead to 4-1. Applemen on top. Here's Seams over to the corner. Three from Huffman is no good. From Padden.
Great job by Mahood to get up and get that rebound and go back the other way.
Jason Gordon drives baseline. A foul called on the baseline against Greenbrier East. That is their third. Second one called on Padden, so he's in foul trouble here early on, Spencer.
Yeah, and we said there's going to be a bunch of fouls, already 5 fouls between both teams.
Hood leaps up and makes the catch. Now White has it on the right wing. He'll drive right baseline. Spin move in the lane. Shot is too strong off the back iron. Rebounded by Greenbrier. He's still pushed quickly. Back the other way they go. Left-handed layup is up and good. Getting the first field goal of the season is Goose Gabbert. For Greenbrier East, it's 4-3, Musselman on top.
And Greenbrier East seems to want to go really fast.
Jason Gordon with the basketball. He'll hand it off to Signs. Mahood, a poor pass on the pick and roll attempt. Back the other way. Huffman lays it up with the left hand. And Greenbrier East is in the lead for the first time tonight, 5-4. Huffman leads the way with 3 points.
And I think that's just a sign there of a team maybe not necessarily all on the same page yet. A lot of new players.
Having trouble with the dribble. Now Mahood will drive baseline. He'll lay it up and get called for the charge on Matt Mahood.
Yeah, I think that was really just the angle that he went up at and the angle that the defender was sitting there at already. I think if he would have come maybe back into the court, he kind of went out under the basket more. If he would have come on the court side of the basket, maybe it wouldn't have been called a foul.
Checking in for Musselman is Logan Shelton. 5-4, Greenbrier East on top. 5:22 to go in the opening quarter. Up top with it for Greenbrier East, the Spartans, is Gabbard. He'll drive in, get called for a foul on Musselman. See who they called on the floor, so it will stay with
on McLean.
The Spartans. They'll inbound on the baseline. Checking in for Greenbrier East is Jude Libby, a senior, and the man listed at 6'3". Seams inbounds, reverse the ball to Libby in the corner. Over to Davis. Davis standing at the volleyball line with a 1-point lead over Musselman. Appleman now in the zone defense. Looks like a 2-3 look. Here's a corner three from the corner, and it is good.
Yeah, Mahood was out there to
Seams.
contest it, but it just was a perfect shot. Now we're seeing a little bit of press here.
Just a man press
Yeah.
bring the tempo up as Mahood drives baseline. His shot is short, no good. Ball gets tipped around and saved, but not inbounds, and it will go to Musselman.
And Mahood just seems to be a little off on that shot down there early tonight. Coming from the far side of the hoop to come in.
So far hasn't gotten it to fall as White has it off the inbound. Coach Basil out toward half court, recalling for the reversal of the basketball. Jason Gordon drives in, takes the shot and lays it up in it. So Gordon has his first 2 points of the season, and Musselman kicks the lead down to 8-6. Here's a three on the other end, is short.
Got a rebound, though, as a defense.
Yeah. Libby grabbing the rebound. Here's Seams going hard with the left hand. Floater in the lane over White is good. Good take to the basket for Seams. He now has 5 points after making that three on the last possession. It's 10-6 Greenbrier East. Here's Sheldon. Down low, Mahood cuts in and finishes through the contact. He'll head to the line.
And that's the kind of player Coach Basil needs Mahood to be that dominant force down low. And he's getting the and one attempt right now.
Up his second personal, so you're getting some of these key starters for Greenbrier East in foul trouble right now. And Patton and Davis. Mahood to the line, trailing 10-8. His free throw is a wobbly shot. Looked like he released it poorly, and it's rebounded by Greenbrier East. Seams quickly in transition, and Mahood picks up the turnover by Seams. Tight pass down the sideline to Gordon. He'll go up with the right hand, and Jason Gordon finishes. He's got 4 points. We got a tied ball game at 10 with 3:30 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, slowing it down now, but great awareness there by Musselman to be able to get the ball down court to Gordon, and then he just laid it up and in.
Musselman stays in the zone defense, probably to slow down that tempo that we're seeing from Greenbrier East.
Yeah, Greenbrier East started to slow itself down because of the zone defense.
Here's a corner baseline shot, and it rolls in from Gabbert. He's got 4 points. And Greenbrier East regains the lead at 12-10. Here's a drive from Logan Sheldon, no good. White comes flying in for the rebound, but loses control of it. Seams now pushing with the right hand. He'll go up strong to the layup, and a charge is called. A charge called on Seams. That is his first foul. Disagreeing, it seems. We already have 5 personals against the Spartans and 4 personals going against, or 4 team fouls, I guess I should say, for Musselman, and 5 team fouls for the Spartans.
A very fast-paced game so far, Nick.
It is, as Musselman takes it back the other way. Here's
About
Sheldon.
2:40 left in the first
A
quarter.
three-pointer is in and out, no good. White, though, right there to grab the rebound. McLean's three, just in and out. Sheldon resets the offense, kicks it to McLean. Now back to Sheldon, now back to McLean, and tipped and a foul called underneath. Foul called on number 30, Brammer, his first, as the team 6. So already Musselman just 1-1. One away from the 1-1. Great cut by Mahood off the screen from McLean, and Musselman ties things back up at 12.
I think that's what we're going to see from Mahood all year, is being that playmaker that Musselman needs.
Mahood has 4. It's 12-12. 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Seams off the screen, swings it to the corner, driving baseline, a short shot, rebounded by the Appleman. Musselman pushing back the other way. Sheldon to McLean. McLean going hard to the basket. No good. White is there for the follow in the finish. He's got 4. Musselman's back on top, 14-12. A minute 50 to go in this opening quarter.
Great positioning there by White to get the rebound and just lay it back up and in.
Seams now at the top of the key against the zone. Corner to Brammer. Good pass underneath, but the shot's no good from Huffman. He gets his own rebound and lays it back up and in. Musselman's got to do a better job on the glass, especially at their height advantage.
Took the words out of my mouth there, Nick.
14 all. Jason Gordon back the other way. White now in the corner. He'll drive baseline. Back to Gordon. Gordon attacks the rack. And a foul called against Greenbrier East. Our first quarter is brought to you on TV 10 by the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group, to be exact. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. First free throw from Gordon is up and good. Gordon was shooting 1-1 after the 7th foul here in this opening quarter.
White takes a breather now. Jacob Gordon comes in.
Our other first quarter sponsor, Sutton & Janelle's Attorneys at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg or SuttonandJanelle.com. Second free throw up and good for Gordon. He's got 6 points in this opening quarter. It's 16-14, Musselman on top.
With just about a minute to go now in this opening quarter, Nick.
Seams with it, top of the key. Great pass underneath. Huffman takes a power dribble, kicks it back out. Seams top of the key. 3 on the way is short, no good. But rebounded again by Greenbrier East. It's Gabbert grabbing it off the glass. Here's a long 3 from the right wing for Brammer, and Brammer finds the triple. 17-16. Greenbrier East on top.
Big triple there. Puts them back on top here. Under 30 seconds left in this first quarter.
Sheldon to McLean for Musselman. Up top, Mahood. He'll swing it over to Jason Gordon. Gordon spin move at the elbow. Over to the other Gordon. Gordon combo. We see it on the soccer pitch. Can it work on the court? No, as Gordon can't get the shot to go, and the ball goes out of bounds. Greenbrier East takes back over.
And we got a freshman checking in for Musselman. It's Andon Santa Maria. Checks into the ball game for the first time, and freshman makes varsity and gets in the first quarter of a game. Must be very impressed. We'll have to see how he plays.
He's a freshman. Maybe we'll hear this chance as Greenbrier East tries a corner 3. No good, but again, Musselman can't grab the rebound. Put back up and in for Sinclair. He gets the deuce. And he'll head to the line to try to make it a 3-point play with just 3.1 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter. Sinclair to the line to shoot 1.
And I think this kind of gives Greenbrier some momentum heading into the second quarter, Nick.
Yeah, big swing. And Sinclair makes it a 20-16 ball game. Final 3 seconds. Here's the 3 from McLean at the buzzer, and it is short and no good from about half court. Our score at the end of 1, it is Greenbrier East 20, Musselman 16. Let's go ahead and take a minute break, or 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
You could have done the minute.
Yeah.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move. mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Please, Spencer, a good competitive first quarter of basketball between these two teams.
Yeah, and you really saw Musselman kind of about halfway through the momentum swinging to their favor, get things going offensively, and then it seemed like in that latter part of the quarter they couldn't really box out and be able to get defensive rebounds, which were second chance points for these Greenbrier East Spartans, and I think that was kind of really the key to the end of that first quarter. Now a 4-point lead for the Spartans.
Yeah, 2016 Greenbrier East on top, and the Spartans will take the ball to begin this second quarter. Nick Versleen alongside me, Spencer Dupuis, John Alderton, and Braden Schaffner, our cameramen, back in the studio. Colin McLaughlin along with Dylan Bishop as it's a turnover to begin this possession for the Spartans, and Musselman quickly has control of the basketball. White will drive baseline. Get trapped, find the freshman Santa Maria down low, and he can't quite finish. Rebounded by Sinclair. Greenbrier East going quickly the other way. Seams in transition three.
Bach, you got to box out there if you're the Appleman.
And
you got
a
three
block
guys
there
down
by Santa Maria.
Two Spartans.
Huffman now blocked, but another opportunity for the Spartans. A three from Brammer is short. Finally, Musselman grabs the rebound. Jason Gordon quickly in transition for Musselman. He'll go up strong with the right hand and somehow get that one to go.
I don't think anybody in this gym thought that was going to go, and it went.
Jason Gordon did as he gets the layup to go make it 20-18 with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Eight points for Gordon to lead the Applemen. That's almost a turnover. Sinclair gets a piece of it. He'll throw up a shot, rebounded underneath. That's what you need. White grabs the board for Musselman. Nate White coming in and grabbing the rebound. Santa Maria in the high post. Back to White. He'll swing it over to Gordon. Now Logan Sheldon. Sheldon feeds Santa Maria down low. The pass a little bit high for the freshman, and it heads out of bounds. Mahood will check back in. He'll run on for Jacob Gordon. 20-18 our score.
And it seems like early that Santa Maria struggled a little bit. You want to get him some confidence. He's just a freshman.
Yeah, and it's for game one for everybody, so this team's got to get in sync as there's Sinclair on the baseline and a good backdoor cut. Makes it 22-18. Sinclair making an impact since he's come on off the bench.
And Coach Basile, after that, looks like he's going to make a change.
What a floater by White. He's got 6 points. A foul called going against the Applemen.
That's going against Jason Gordon. And he's going to come out, and Kyle Jarrett, the senior 6-foot guard, is going to come in, number 33.
It's the second on Gordon. Jarrett checks in. 22-20. Greenbrier East leads Musselman. 5:50 to go in this first half. Swing it to the corner against that zone defense of the Applemen. Sinclair finds the short porch and lays it up and in.
Yeah, bad timing there on the block. Luckily, you didn't get a foul called on you, but it just seems like Musselman so far tonight letting a lot of things go down low, whether it's defensive rebounds or getting the ball taken.
Here's a turnover. Seams with the right hand. He'll lay it up and in. He has 7 points. And Greenbrier East has extended the lead out to 26-20. And Coach Basile's going to burn a timeout. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break with the Applemen. 5:17 to go in this first half of play. It's 26-20. Greenbrier East on top. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work.
Morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
We welcome you back here to Klein Court. Musselman trailing Greenbrier East 26-20. Nick Verzley alongside me, Spencer Dupuis. It's an experienced Greenbrier East team, Spencer, and at times that's what's really held Musselman back. Really, when they've been able to rebound and not turn the ball over, they've been right there with this team. It's just been those rebounds and turnovers that have kind of helped Greenbrier East build a little bit of a 6-point lead here. So we'll see how Musselman answers out of the timeout.
Be key to see how they come out after this timeout.
Here's Santa Maria down low. He'll kick it out and come out of the timeout with a turnover. You never like to see that, but again, that's a young player playing in his first varsity action game, so there's going to be those miscues.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got some talent because you're a freshman and you get minutes in the varsity game, first game of the year, pretty big. So he's got to have some talent here. Hopefully we can see it coming down the stretch of this ball game. As I think Coach Hartman, or excuse me, not Coach Hartman, Coach Basile.
The one sport he doesn't coach.
Yes, he's going to get a lot more players, including Baden Hartman, see what works, what lineups work. That's what I said pregame.
Into the high post for Greenbrier East, who's patient with the basketball here. Now Seams finds the breakdown and finds a floater in the lane. Seams has been very impressive with 9 points here in this first half. It's a 28-20 lead for Musselman. Good cut underneath from Sheldon. Almost an even better pass, but it's another Musselman turnover trying to connect with Mahood. Musselman bringing on another sub and Baden Hartman.
Yeah, he comes in for Kyle Jarrett. Baden Hartman picking back up basketball after taking it at least last year off from what we understand.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be probably a little bit of a transition, but quarterback on the football team, shortstop on the baseball team. Usually in high school, those are your two best athletes in those sports. So, I mean, athleticism-wise, Baden Hartman's got to be able to compete with anybody in the state of West Virginia.
And you know what I said, and what I said a couple minutes ago, Coach Basile still trying to figure out these lineups, and it's, adding certain guys in and other guys back in to see what works and what doesn't.
Seams swings it to Brammer. Back up top, Seams, open three-pointer on the way. Is just off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Logan Shelton.
Great job by Hartman there to come out on defense and get in the face of the Spartan.
Shelton's played some good bench minutes for Musselman. Signs getting ready to check back in here. 28-20. Greenbrier East on top, 3:47 to go in this slower-paced second quarter. And with that foul, Sheldon will head to the line, shoot 1 and 1. That is the 8th team foul against Greenbrier East. The second going on Brammer. So Sheldon to the line with a chance to score some points. And his free throw hits off the front of the rim, but falls. His first point of the season. Signs is getting ready to check in for him. Davis back in the ball game for Greenbrier East. 28-21, 3:47 to go in this first half. And Sheldon lines up the second free throw. It rolls off the front of the rim and no good. Symes now in transition for the Spartans. Good pass over to the corner. Oh, almost an excellent no-look from the Greenbrier East. Gabbert down low to Sinclair, who is open, but the no-look was just a little bit behind Sinclair, and it results in a turnover for Greenbrier East. Signs checks back in for Sheldon. Musselman back in possession, down by 7 with 5:35 to go in this first half. Mahood now in the corner. Mahood drives in, throws up a wild shot, rebounded by Davis. Davis finds Symes, now down court for Gabbert. Gabbert gets double teamed, back to Symes. Gabbert now drives baseline, loses control of it, kicks it out to Davis. Extra pass, Sinclair thought about the wall and 2. Musselman now trapping out of their zone defense. Gabbert swings it to the corner to Huffman. Back up top, Symes. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Davis thought about the three, and when he thought about it, he dragged that back foot. That's a travel.
Yeah, and you see that trap, and I think that it's getting the Greenbrier East right now.
The tempo has slowed down, and while typically when you're a young team you don't want to play up tempo, I think that's when Musselman's kind of had its most success is in transition.
Yeah.
So if they could get the tempo to pick back up by causing some turnovers in transition, you could really get something to go to. Here's Mahood, one dribble up and good. Musselman executes in the half court there. Mahood lays it up for Musselman.
And that's what you want to see. You just want to come down and execute on the defensive end.
Here's a long two, in and out, no good for Gabbard. A foul called underneath the basket. That is the 7th against the Applemen, so it'll be 1 and 1.
I believe that's on Mahood.
It is, and that is his 7th. So Gabbard will shoot the free throws. He has 4 points, or shoot 1 and 1, I should say, and he knocks down the first.
And Nick, second quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com.
29-23. Gabbard's second free throw is up and good.
Also on TV 10 by Smallwood Small Insurance Group in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361.
Thank you, Spencer. As White drives baseline, loses control of the basketball, and this is another foul called. So head back to the line for Nate White, who's played pretty well. 6 points in his first varsity action. Remember seeing him a little bit on JV last year, and it's always good when you see some things that you saw at JV transition over to varsity.
Yeah, and so far here in this game, all but 3 players have seen action. And
which is, I think, what we expected.
And I don't know that all of the players are dressed tonight.
White knocks down the free throw, so he'll get another shot. 30-24, Greenbrier East on top, 2:19 to go in this first half. White spins the ball a few times, takes a couple of dribbles, and now spins it again, shrugs the shoulders, lines up the free throw, and it is no good. Rebounded by Symes. Over to Huffman. Back up top to Symes in the Block M logo. Great pass underneath. Huffman with the left-handed layup. That's one of those things with the double team, especially against a good veteran point guard. He's able to dribble through it and find a man underneath. Skip pass over to Gordon, Jacob Gordon, down low to Santa Maria. Now Sheldon drives in. He loses control of it. Sinclair strips it away. Symes in transition. Three-pointer on the way for Gabbard is good. 35-24. Greenbrier East getting out in transition and knocking down shots. And it's another turnover for Musselman.
And Musselman's just got to figure out how things work together, continually rolling in and out players. And, we're so far, I believe, going 10 deep here in this game. And, you talking about the freshman Santa Maria. He just came out of the game. He entered the game with about almost this time left in the first quarter. So he's almost played an entire quarter so far, which is a lot on a freshman that hasn't played high school basketball at all.
It's true. As 35-24 our score. Symes over to Gabbard. Gabbard pumps once, now kicks it over to Davis. Davis reversing the basketball. Huffman now in the corner. Greenbrier East patient on this possession. Good give and go with Symes and Huffman, but Huffman lost control of it on his way up. No foul called, so Musselman will push back the other way. 35-24, Greenbrier East on top. Symes dribbling the basketball for the Applemen. Symes threw it to nobody, and another turnover for Musselman. That's been the story of this second quarter. Checking in is McLean. McLean had 2 points in that first quarter. Symes checks out. Down 11, 54 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is Greenbrier East 35, Musselman 24. The Applemen stay in their zone defense look. Symes seems content to kind of wait and dribble down this clock with this 11-point lead and really look for a good shot, if not the last shot of the first half.
And I think that's what they're going to do, as Symes calling out the offense and holding the ball. Now he's moving around.
Seems
top of the
with
block
it.
in.
Seems with the basketball in the circle. 11 on the game clock. Throws it down low. Corner. Gabbert called for a travel.
And now you got 6.2 seconds here to get the final shot of the first half.
Gordon inbounds.
Ball's
and Musselman turns it over. Seems three at the buzzer. Oh, man, that hurts. 38-24, our score here at the half after Seams caught it and threw up a three-pointer just before the buzzer to build a 14-point lead for the Greenbrier East Spartans. Adam Seams playing a really good ball game here tonight in Inwood. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the halftime show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks.
Brr, this place was like too cold. They must have a heat pump. Whatever. It's like too hot in this house. They must have a wood stove or something. Ew, I'm like sweating. This house is like just right.
Call Roach Energy at 304-263-3329 for warm propane and heating oil that's just right.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Here to halftime between Musselman and Greenbrier East. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Spencer Dupuis. And our halftime show is brought to you by Manchester Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Spencer, a 14-point deficit for this young Musselman team going up against a really experienced Greenbrier East squad. It's just not a ton of experience for Musselman. They played good for the first quarter, but those turnovers really hurt in the second quarter and couldn't get the offense going consistently in that second quarter. In fact, Musselman scores just a total of 8 points in the second quarter after putting up 16 in the first.
Yeah, and, I told you my key to the game for Musselman was trying to find that lineup that sticks, and, it's going to be a learning process. And, I think the biggest thing that we saw during that first half was the trust that Coach Basile and this staff has in this freshman and in Santa Maria. He was out there for what equivalates to be just about a whole quarter and not having been taken out at all. And I don't know if that's just a minutes eater for some guys in foul trouble, but the fact that he played for nearly a whole quarter says something to me that he's either got a lot of talent and the fact that they really trust him early on.
Yeah.
Because you don't normally see a freshman come in and play that many minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Didn't really put many numbers up during his time out there, but
he ate some clock for them.
Yeah,
minutes eater for them.
And we'll see what they're able to get. I mean, they're going to figure out a rotation throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, they're going 10 deep tonight.
Yeah, and I think you have to do that with this being your first game of the season. As we total up some points here at the half.
They're playing. Every single player that's available, I believe, has played.
So some scoring for the two teams. I'm going to have to double check something here because I'm off by a few points for Greenbrier East, but I'll try to double check that here at the half. But for them, Adam Seams, leading the way at the half with his 12 points. Gabbert with 9, 7 for Chris Sinclair, 7 for Huffman, and 3 for Bammer. And then on the other side for Musselman, Nate White with 7, 2 from McLean, 1 from Logan Shelton, 8 from Jason Gordon, and 6 from Matthew Mahood to make our score at the half. Greenbrier East 38, Musselman 24. We got about 4:50 on the clock before the start of the second half. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, a 1-minute break, and on the other side of that break, we'll hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, or maybe Dylan Bishop, I'm not certain, but this is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
You or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Welcome into the And One halftime scoreboard show. At the half, it's Greenbrier East currently on top of Musselman 38-24. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. One final score for you so far in the Eastern Panhandle. Washington falls to Morgantown by a final score of 97-22. Unfortunately, as of right now, I do not have the score from Hedgesville's game as well as Jefferson's game, but hopefully for the post-game scoreboard show, we can get those for you. And Dylan Bishop, during the post-game scoreboard show, will have those ready and available. But again, at the half, it is Greenbrier East on top of Musselman by a score of 38-24. We'll give you more final scores in the post-game, as well as some NCAA scores and some NBA final scores too. But that'll wrap things up on the And One scoreboard show. I'm Colin McLaughlin. We'll take a 1-minute break again and then send it back to Spencer and Nick at Klein Court for the second half between the Spartans and the Applemen.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back to Klein Court. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dubois. Spencer, I was correct on my Greenbrier East points. I was on top of things. I just couldn't do math earlier. So the numbers I gave you, again, I'll repeat them here.
Okay, you're a broadcaster.
Yeah, but I should be able to do basic adding and subtracting. Adam Seams with 12 points. Gabbert with 9, 7 for Sinclair, 7 for Huffman, and 3 for Brammer, which does add up to 38. For some reason I was getting 34. Don't know if I just misread my handwriting, which is possible. Never been my strength there in handwriting. 7 points for Nathan White at the half for Musselman. McLean 2, Shelton 1, Jason Gordon with 8, and Matthew Mahood with 6. So it's a 14-point deficit. Definitely not out of things, Spencer.
No.
Completely here if you're Musselman, but what are some things they need to do better here in the second half?
I mean, I think this whole game, this whole kind of probably first few games is an experience to see what lineups work together, and if you find one tonight, then you just got to stick with it for the rest of the game. I think it'll be interesting to see how much they use Santa Maria in this second half and how much you see Mahood, who's going to be back on the floor there, but this might be their starters for the year. But it'll be interesting to see what Musselman can do in this second half. If they can kind of, the defensive glass is a concern early, as well as I think shooting, maybe taking better shot selection.
So Musselman starts with possession of the basketball, now working from left to right. Working against now a zone defense from Greenbrier East. There's Gordon underneath. He'll throw up a wild shot, rebounded by Seams. Seams, no look pass ahead to Gabbert. He'll swing it to the other side. A three-pointer on the way is short. Rebounded for Signs ahead to Matt Mahood, who takes one dribble, throws a pass, and it's tipped and out of bounds. It will stay with the Musselman Applemen.
And already doing a little bit better on that defensive glass, get the first rebound available.
It's true, after the Patton missed three, as Musselman has it here, White over to Signs. So 2-3 look, it looks like, for Greenbrier East. There's a corner three, no good, off of McLean, and rebounded by the Spartans. Seems ahead to Davis. Davis finds a cutting player, but it gets tipped away, and Musselman comes back with possession. Mahood quickly the other way to White. White left-handed. The layup is up and good. 9 points for White. 38-26 our score, under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Great job there to be able to orchestrate that quick passes down the court.
That is where Musselman has been at its best, it seems like, where they've been able to get the stops and get out in transition. Gabbert with a floater in the lane. He gets that one to fall for the first points of the second half for the Spartans.
Just a perfect shot underneath, teardrop.
11 points for Gabbert. Over to McLean. Down low to Mahood. Mahood gets double teamed and still lays it up off the glass and good. 8 points for Matthew Mahood. But again, Greenbrier East so quick in transition. Gabbert, no look, down low to Huffman. Huffman kicks it out to Seams. Seams swings it to the corner and travel called on Seams, who tried to work it out to Patton. 40-28. Coach Jared Patton disagrees with the call. 6:09 to go in the third quarter.
Seems does as well, puts his hands up and looks at the ref like, what is this?
Might have been a make-up call. Looked like it was possible that Huffman had traveled underneath. Of course, Coach Casile was calling for it. Jason Gordon with the basketball. Gordon drives in for the Appleman and lays it up and in on the right side with the reverse layup. Good take to the hole for Jason Gordon. He's got 10 points.
Yeah, now play good defense here. It's a 10-point game.
Davis, a wide open three, and he makes Musselman pay. It's his first 3 points of the game coming here in the second half. 43-30 our score. The other way, White takes a hard drive to the rim and a foul called against Greenbrier East. Going on Davis, that is his third personal. I'm sorry, his fourth. I missed one there. That's why he hasn't had much of a... no, I'm reading things backwards, Spencer. His third foul. I had it right the first time. Trust myself.
Go with that gut.
So White to the line, 9 points for him in his first varsity action. Go back to the free throw line. He is 1 for 2 on the evening. And the shot is up and good. It is quite the free throw routine for Nate White.
Yeah, it is. Third quarter on TV 10, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road. And online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Also on TV 10 by Skinner Law Firm. By Skinner Law Firm. Injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to SkinnerFirm.com.
I can remember back in middle school trying to come up with the most ridiculous free throw line routine. See what we could get away with.
Yeah.
White's, though, goes 1 for 2 that time as the second one rolls out. 43-31. Seams to the hole. Seams with the finger roll to get the layup. 45-31.
Nick, it really just seems everything is going in for Greenbrier East today.
Huffman now back the other way. Goes up strong with the left hand and finishes through contact. He'll head to the line to try to make it a three-point play. And the reason why it seems that way is Seams has been so good, Adam Seams, and really orchestrating the offense and helping this Greenbrier East team get great shots.
Yeah. And, I mean, we knew coming into this matchup how loaded Greenbrier East was and see how they played. And they play like they want to win a state championship.
And the potential is definitely there. Whenever you have 8 seniors on a team, the only thing that might hold them back is post play, but hasn't tonight. Seams over to Brammer. Now Davis with the basketball as the Spartans will slow things down, and I don't think Adam Seams has even came out of the game here tonight. And you see why. I mean, He orchestrates the offense. Being a soccer player, he's definitely well-conditioned. Here's Davis now top of the key. Over to Huffman. Back up top to Gabbert as Greenbrier East moving the basketball, burning some clock, getting to those good shots. Very patient with a 16-point lead. There's a Davis three. It lines up and short. Rebounded by White. Here's McLean. And a turnover. Seams takes it away, trying to feed the big fella Mahood. Seams against 3 defenders. Throws up a wild shot. No good. Rebounded by White. White will push quickly. In transition, goes straight to the hole with the Euro step, and he loses control of it. Back the other way, Greenbrier East. Huffman to the rack, finishes with the left hand.
I think there could have been a foul called on the shooter because McLean got kind of hip checked there, it appeared.
Yeah, Huffman was trying to create contact to get a foul call, but no call there from the officials. 49-31, Musselman burns a timeout. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
18-point deficit for Musselman, 49-31. The lead for Greenbrier East and the Spartans. Coach Basile and Musselman using a timeout here. With a few minutes still remaining here in this third quarter. There's a 14-point lead for Greenbrier East at halftime, and Musselman has cut that down, or it's now been extended, I should say, though, to 18. So 3:57 still to go in the third quarter. Baden Hartman on the court now for the Applemen, along with Shelton, Mahood, Signs, and Jason Gordon. Here's Sheldon with the basketball. He'll drive in, try a pass down low to Mahood. What a great job by Mahood to leap up, tip that ball, and then draw the foul. I believe is going to go against Adam Seams, and it does. Just his second. And the fouls have been cut down here to begin this second half for these two teams, who both were in the bonus in the first half. And there's a jump ball pass and a poor decision by Musselman. No look pass to Gabbert, but it's blocked by Mahood.
Great job by Mahood getting up there for the block. Now Musselman back in transition.
Signs they lost it from behind from Gabbert. 3-on-2 transition. Gabbert gets another shot at it, and this time he lays it up and in. 13 points for Gabbert, 51-31. It's a 20-point lead for Greenbrier East.
Kind of confusing to me. Musselman plays really well when things are going fast, but also seems like they're making some mistakes in this third quarter.
Yeah, just poor passes has been really the story. You're going to get that with an inexperienced team. There's Signs to the rim on a good pass, that time from Logan Shelton. Look ahead down the court. Brammer tries to step back three on the way, and he buries it.
Yeah, Brammer seems to be a sharpshooter for this team in the Spartans that we'll get to see tomorrow as they take on Spring Mills at 1 p.m.
Should be a fun game between those two teams. High-powered offenses on both sides, and we'll see how this one closes. Mahood in the corner, working it around the perimeter. Sheldon, good pass to the high post to Jason Gordon, but he traveled. Musselman's offense, not a whole lot to talk about in this third quarter. 2 points from White plus a free throw, that's 3. A layup from Gordon, that's 5, and then another basket from Mahood to make it 7 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, Austin Signs comes out, and the freshman, Andon Santa Maria, comes back in. See how that goes, and then coming back in is McLean as Jason Gordon comes out.
You got to definitely try some things, and Musselman here trying something, a 1-3-1. You get the length of Mahood up top. Different look for the Applemen. This was an effective defense, I believe, against Martinsburg that they used a lot, was the 1-3-1. So it's something that they want to be able to run well. Gabbert thought about it.
Certainly closing some passing lanes.
Seems good pass. Brammer in the corner three. It's short, no good. Santa Maria secures the rebound and now looks to find a teammate.
They got to get it past half court now.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble doing that, and Brammer gets the steal and gets the layup.
I think more there was Santa Maria, the inexperience of the high school game, and him just kind of picking the ball up and not seeing anybody to pass it to.
Yeah, and he lose his dribble early. And for a young big man, that can be tough. You know, when you're caught in the backcourt, the pressure comes. You never really want to. I've been in that situation.
Logan Shelton checks out. Nate White checks back in.
You see 3 across here. It's a man press for Greenbrier. This time they back off a little bit with a big lead in this ball game. White with the basketball. They bring him in to help bring the ball across, and he does his job. Here's a drive to the rim and a foul called as going hard to the rim was McLean.
A lot less of fouls this quarter so far. Just 4 compared to what we were seeing, I think, 5
both
or
teams
6.
were in the bonus by the time we got to halftime. Gabbert takes a dribble after another Musselman turnover.
The whole Musselman team was there on that side of the court. You had Brammer wide open on the other side. Kind of just running to the ball. Everybody was going to the ball.
Yeah, would have been a tough pass, I think, probably for Gabbert to make there, but Musselman kind of adjusting its defense on this inbound. 56-31. There's Gabbert off the inbound. Good drive to the rim by Seams. Nearly got a dunk in there. I don't know if that's necessarily what he was trying to do. White now back the other way. Over to Mahood. Mahood will try an open 3, and he gets nothing. But net for Matthew Mahood. Where's that been all game? The big fella extending his range.
I mean, if he could do it all for Musselman this year, it'll be interesting. A sharpshooter as well.
That is the
checks with the foul
first 3 of the game for Musselman. foul called there on Mahood. He picks up his third. It's 56-34 our score. Greenbrier East on top. We got a timeout. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. 56-34. Greenbrier East on top of Musselman.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
We welcome you back to Klein Court. Nick Verzolini, Spencer Dupuis here for West Virginia High School boys basketball. John Alderton along with Braden Schaffner, our cameramen. Colin McLaughlin along with Dylan Bishop back in the studio again. We'll see this Greenbrier East team again here tomorrow on TV 10 as they travel to Spring Mills. We'll have that one for you along with the Spring Mills girls basketball team. It's a Cardinal doubleheader on TV 10 as they'll take on Bridgeport. But in this game, it's a big lead for the Spartans and a kickball called. So Greenbrier East keeps possession here at 56-34. Just over a minute to go in this third quarter. Musselman staying in the 1-3-1 look and Greenbrier East trying to break it down. Mahood narrowly had a steal. Here's instead a three from Brammer, and he connects. Just one misplay in the 1-3-1, and that can really open things up. It's kind of the danger of that defense as White swings it over to Mahood, back over to Baden Hartman. Hartman attacks, kicks it out to Mahood, nearly traveled. Now back to Hartman, swings it to White. 59-34, and another turnover. Seams jumps the passing lane once again. Looking to find a teammate. Brammer back to Seams. Swing it to Huffman for an open three, Patton for an open three, and it's no good. Rebounded underneath by Baden Hartman. He'll look ahead to White. White will push in transition. Tries to get a screen from Santa Maria. And a travel, the eventual call on White and a turnover.
Yeah, 0.2 seconds left in the quarter, so we'll see if I guess you got to just get the ball and just push it up.
Yeah, I don't know if
you can't spot up
unless
obviously.
You can just jump out of the gym and dunk it. It's not really realistic to get a shot off, but
yeah, it won't be either.
They will not take a shot with the commanding lead. 59-34 our score through three. Let's take a break in a 30-second. And when we return, we'll have more West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 30.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Was outscored in that third quarter by Greenbrier East 21-10. 59-34 our score through three quarters. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Colin McLaughlin, Dylan Bishop, John Alderton along with Braden Schaffner are our cameramen this evening. Greenbrier East looking to close out this season opener to get the Spartans to 1-0. Musselman trying to mount a comeback or at least have a strong end to this fourth quarter because it's a long season, like we talked about, Spencer. And I think there's been some flashes of potential. This team just has some things that they need to work on, and we'll see if they can do that throughout this fourth quarter and throughout the year.
Yeah, and Santa Maria, the freshman's still in there. Kind of interesting to see how many minutes he'll get in the end of the night. I mean, he's already played basically a quarter and a half.
Davis to Brammer, now back to Davis, high post to Seams. No look pass to the corner to Gabbert. He'll look for Davis, top of the key. Extra pass, corner three from Brammer is short. Grabs his own rebound, though. You got a box out shooter. Seams attacks, kicks it to the corner. Gabbert's three from the corner, no good. Though another rebound for Brammer underneath. Davis down. As almost a whole minute has rolled off the clock, and Greenbrier East has had it this whole quarter. Seems frustrated with the turnover almost there on a tip pass. Bryson Brammer showing some abilities to shoot from the corner for Greenbrier East. Now Davis over to Gabbert on the corner three again. Another offensive rebound. It's tough to rebound when you're in a zone. Musselman seeing the effects of that as Jacob Gordon checks in for Baden Hartman. A jump ball gives the possession back to Musselman with 7:09 to go in this fourth quarter and 59-34 our score. The Spartans lead. White, who's played well, finds his man here on the wing in Jarrett. And a foul called. Mahood will inbound. Foul there going against Brammer, his third.
Coach Basile not happy, slams a basketball from the Cardiff basketball.
Mahood turns it over. Gabbert back the other way with the revert. The layup is no good. Sinclair, though, is right there for the rebound and the deuce. His first points of the second half, 9 for him in the game off the bench. Here's Jarrett now with it. Skip pass over to an open Mahood for three. It's short.
Off the front of the iron.
Rebounded by Sinclair. Ahead to Brammer. Brammer with the left hand. No good. Good defense by the freshman, Santa Maria, who got back down the court and contested that shot. Logan Sheldon will check back in. White will check out. 61-34 our score. 6:24 to go in this fourth quarter. Seems off the inbound. It's tipped away, and Musselman takes over. Sheldon now with the 2-on-3 fast break. Not the way you typically want to draw it up. And Logan Sheldon is called for the charge. Good job by Brammer to get in position.
Yeah, just getting into position there. And, you know, it was a 2 on about 3 there, maybe even 4, as two guys from Musselman were on the court after diving for the ball.
61-34 now the score with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Brammer thought about a long three. Seams catches it back up top of the volleyball line. Swings it to the corner for Brammer. His three is short off the side of the rim and no good. And a foul called. Going on Sinclair. Away from the ball, foul that time. So Musselman has 6 minutes to play in this fourth and only scored 10 points in that third quarter. You'd at least like to try to top that here in this fourth quarter and see if you can make things interesting. Jarrett catches on the wing, a blocking foul called as things get sloppy here in the fourth.
Yeah.
Foul going against Gabbert.
And for Musselman, you just got to use something in this quarter to move forward with in this season. And you know, it's all about who's going to play with who later down on into the season. And you know, you got to see who's doing what so far today. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to me, and it's been a storyline for me the whole game, is the amount that Andon Santa Maria, the freshman's playing.
Santa Maria can't quite field it on the inbound pass from Mahood. I mean, right now it's mainly a bench lineup with Mahood being the only starter out there. Now Jason Gordon's getting ready to check in to add another one. Or potentially come into Mahood to see how he can roll with this unit. Here's a corner three, and it is good. Nothing but net there for Libby. And the lead extends out to 64-34. It's a 30-point lead. Mahood down low. He loses control of the basketball over to Santa Maria. He brought it down low and then nearly turned it over, but a foul call. That's one thing the big man will learn.
Yeah, and the reason why it's a storyline is I don't believe Coach Basile told us about Santa Maria in the interview yesterday.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that name, but again, there was a lot of newcomers.
He could have said that. I just don't remember it, and it's interesting to me how much he's seen the court comparatively to guys like Baden Hartman, but he's a tall guy. Don't have his height, but I would say at least 6'3", 6'4".
Free throw is no good, but it's kept in bounds. Our fourth quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. Off the inbound, Jason Gordon, fadeaway, two-pointer is no good, but Santa Maria grabs the rebound. Pass inside and another foul called. Basile trying to explain something to one of his teammates. A foul going against Musselman, Santa Maria. And our other fourth quarter sponsor here on TV 10 is brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP. We'll see you for the game. Another foul here in this fourth quarter. And Musselman's up to 5 in the second half. And
fouls on Gordon there.
7 for Greenbrier East. Yes, Jason Gordon called for that foul. That is his third. 4:54 to go in the fourth. 30-point lead for Greenbrier East. Here's a pass into the corner. Patton drives baseline and lays it up and in. Good take.
Yeah, great job by Patton there. Just take it to the hoop and lay it up and in. And it's kind of been the story of tonight for Greenbrier East, just able to do what they want, really.
Yeah, since that first quarter, which I think was kind of expected. First quarter of the season usually doesn't go too well no matter how good you are. Seams over the corner for Patton. Patton fakes and now turns it over. And now Musselman turns it back over. Seams now orchestrates the offense. Nowhere pass. What a look for Libby underneath for the deuce. I am very impressed with Adam Seams.
Yes.
Logan Sheldon now with the basketball. It's 68-34. And with 3:55 to go in the fourth quarter. I mean, tomorrow, if you want to just hype up the game already, Spencer,
dude,
talk about excited. Our point guard matchup. Yeah. Adam Seams versus Keyshawn Cheek. That might be two of the best point guards in the state.
Yeah.
In Quad A.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. And, these two teams, Musselman and Spring Mills, kind of in different, positions roster-wise. A lot of young guys were on Spring Mills last year, but they were very big contributors.
Yeah.
And now they look to take that spot to Charleston.
And they could. I mean, it's so early. We'll see how Musselman develops as the year goes on, but Spring Mills, they're going to be good, presuming they're able to stay healthy with having everybody come back. That roster can only get better from what it was a year ago. So we have an offensive foul going against Greenbrier East and a timeout. We will go ahead and take a 30-second break. Our score, Greenbrier East 68, Musselman 34. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Has yet to score in this fourth quarter with 3:38 to go in the ball game, and that obviously leading to not the best result if you're the Applemen. It's 68-34. Greenbrier East well in control here in the season opener for both these teams. An inexperienced Musselman team going up against a senior-heavy Greenbrier East team.
And Nick, hearing in the huddle before the fourth quarter, after that timeout, Troy Wolston, the injured junior for Musselman, kind of leading the huddle and saying, guys, we need to pick it up. So he's not even a senior, and he's your senior leadership per se, and he's not able to play until at least the beginning of February.
Yeah, and he would have played a big role for this team, so it's just unfortunate that you lose one of the few guys that had varsity playing time a year ago that returned on the roster. Jarrett tipping the ball around eventually gets control of it, and now a foul called against the Spartans, and Spartans going with mainly young guys. It looks like out there for them at this point in the ball game. So they have a big one tomorrow. Quick turnaround to play Spring Mills, a team that we have high expectations for. Jarrett's free throw is up and good. His first points and the first point of this quarter as well for Musselman. The next one is up and good. So 2 free throws there for Jarrett. Makes it 68-36. Should be our score once they update it on the scoreboard. And there it is. Jacobs with it for Greenbrier East. Over to DeHaven. Swing it to the corner for Humphreys. Humphreys drives baseline. Shot is wild and no good. Rebounded by Jacob Gordon. Gordon ahead to Jarrett. Jarrett back to Gordon. Now over to Jason Gordon. He'll drive baseline. Reverse layup. Is good. Jason Gordon finds his first 2 points of the second half, or of the fourth quarter, I should say. He's got 12. Musselman gets the lead down to 30 with 2:48 to go in this fourth quarter. Spartans working it around the Musselman defense. Looking for the good shots. It's DeHaven dribbling up top over to Libby. Libby step back 3 is no good. Rebounded by Jarrett. Probably not the shot you want necessarily. Here's Gordon. Gordon attacks, throws an elbow in there, and they will call an offensive foul.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Sometimes you can get away with it, though, so I don't blame
Not right in
Gordon.
front of the referee, though.
He's not thinking about all
right in front
that.
of the referee.
Depends on how much the other guy receives it, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose.
2:18 to go in this fourth quarter. DeHaven off the screen from Jacobs. Kicks it to the corner to Humphreys. Back to DeHaven. His three-pointer is short, no good. Rebounded by Jarrett. Signs now in the ball game. He looks ahead to Jason Gordon. Jason Gordon with a good rip-through move. Gets fouled, and he'll go to the line. I'd like to see that from, Jacob Gordon that time. Getting them reversed. But Jacob Gordon with a good take. We'll see what he's able to do. From the line, he knocks that one down. So Gordon adds a free throw. Baden Hartman will come in for Jason Gordon. Again, you're trying to work a guy like Hartman in because you know the talent, or at least the athleticism, is there for him.
Yes.
So can he contribute to you? It is so tough. I believe it's been 2 years since he's played.
Yeah.
So, you're trying to learn the offense, the defenses, just get back to playing basketball, especially at a varsity level. It's not easy to do, as the second free throw was no good from Gordon. Here's a three-pointer, too strong off the back of the rim, but there's Hartman skying up for the rebound. Head to Gordon. Jacob back to Signs. Over to Jarrett now. Jarrett rips through, pulls up, extended elbow. Jay is off the side of the backboard and no good, and a foul called against Gordon underneath. Just 1:22 to go in this fourth quarter. It's 68-39. And that will force us into a 1-and-1. And heading to the line for Greenbrier East is Tomlinson. He'll shoot a few, or he'll shoot one at least on a 1-and-1 situation.
Yeah, Nick, and going down the schedule for Musselman, they'll have a week to look over this film from practice. Or in practice, a little less than a week, and then they'll travel down to Hurricane for a little mixer down there with Hurricane and St. Albans before they host Sharando and Elkins before Christmas.
Santa Maria lays it up and in after the ball gets tipped around. The free throw was no good from Tomlinson. Musselman went back down the other way. Hartman made a pretty good pass underneath, and then Santa Maria finished after a missed layup for the Applemen to get his first 2 points of the evening. Good to see the freshman scoring.
I think at this point, just kind of playing keep away.
Yeah, I mean, if you get like a perfect shot like that on a great move by the big fellow Libby to lay it up and in. He has 7 points all in this fourth quarter. Jarrett back the other way. Gordon, a good pass underneath to Santa Maria, and the freshman.
That's back-to-back baskets for the freshman.
Able to get a couple to give him 4 points on the night. 70-43, final 18 seconds, and now Greenbrier East will just hold and let the clock roll out to begin its season 1-0. Musselman will fall to 0-1 to begin the year. The Spartans are right back at it tomorrow. We'll have coverage as they stay in the Eastern Panhandle to take on Spring Mills. Musselman obviously frustrated with the result, but first game of the year, Spencer, so you can always grow, you can always improve.
Yeah, and I think that that's going to be the mantra for this team, is growing and improving, and kind of the cohesion it takes on the court for a team that only has 2 guys come back right now. You'll get a third guy hopefully in early February, which could potentially be lethal for a playoff run for Musselman.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what Woolston's injury status was, but, I mean, he is walking around. I thought it was a little bit more severe than that he wouldn't be walking at this point. But, you know.
That's good to see, but,
yeah.
you know, Coach Basile told us yesterday it's all about the physical therapy.
Right.
And, you know, having many injuries in my life.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
I know that
he's going to be back tomorrow, but I just thought at this point he would still be maybe on crutches or something.
Yeah, and, I mean, I think that that's a good sign that, you know, maybe it could be earlier.
Potentially. But, again, you never know, so we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully, you know, when he is back, he's healthy and he's able to go. But we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the postgame show, and we'll kind of wrap things up here from Musselman High School. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Back here to Musselman High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Spencer Dupuis as we begin the Palace Lounge post-game show brought to you by, the Palace Lounge, located on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Our final score, Greenbrier East 70, Musselman 43. and we will wrap things up here in one segment here on the post-game show. And Spencer will start by just kind of getting your thoughts on this one. Again, it's an experienced Greenbrier East team, not a very experienced Musselman team. They got a lot of guys in the game. They saw some good things early in the game, but just you could tell the experience is what was lacking, I think, for Musselman tonight.
Yeah, and I think, somebody in the comments on YouTube just went back to check something here. He said in the beginning of the game, can somebody explain to me why Greenbrier East got ranked number 6 after going sub 500 last year? Well, I think the performance on the court tonight showed you why.
Yeah, I mean,
the seniors coming back, the cohesion that they show, and the fact that they were, 3 or 4 buzzer beaters?
4 buzzer beaters.
4 buzzer beaters they lost on, one away from going back to Charleston last year. So, yeah, that's why they're ranked 6th.
Yeah, and I think they definitely showed that they have the talent to be a playoff team, and they were so close to making the postseason or making the state tournament last year that you got to believe that this team, maybe 6 was a little high just based on last year's finish, but again, there's not a lot of teams I would imagine in the state that brought back 8 seniors.
Yeah, and I think that it'll be a great game tomorrow. I'm excited for the Spring Mills Greenbriers game tomorrow.
Spring Mills feels like they're underranked here.
Yeah.
So it should be, a chance for them to potentially prove that.
Yeah, but looking at this Musselman squad, I mean, we saw they went at least 10 deep tonight, I believe just 10 deep. And, the biggest thing in my mind was the fact that your freshman, your only freshman on the roster that's going to get playing time, and in Santa Maria, played more than half of the ball game in minutes. Came in late in that first quarter, played the entirety of the second quarter, came in about 4 or 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and then played the rest of the entire game nearly. And, he gets rewarded there towards the end. And 2 baskets go for him back-to-back, so he finishes with 4 points on the night. And, it seems like he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential there that he could play a role. I mean,
he could be a plug-and-play guy right now without Troy Woolston.
Yeah, and you need that because Mahood's not really a true post-up guy. He can post up, but we saw him stretch out his range with a three-pointer. So, Connor Long left. You need that center, and maybe until Woolston can get back, Santa Maria could be that because he really was used in the post quite a bit. But let's kind of wrap some things up here, Spencer. Our game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South right here in Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Spencer, we'll start with the Musselman Appleman's numbers here tonight. Nate White scores 10 points, a very solid first game for him at varsity. McLean with 2, 1 for Gordon. Jacob Gordon, that is. Jason Gordon pours in 12, 4 for Santa Maria, 11 for Mahood, and 2 for Jarrett on the Greenbrier East side of things. Adam Seams with 14 points here tonight. 3 from Davis, 13 for Gabbert, 2 for Patton, 9 for Sinclair off the bench, 11 for Huffman, 7 for Libby, and then 11 from Brammer to make it our final score. Greenbrier East 70-43. And Spencer, we talked about him a lot tonight because he was all over the floor. It seemed like I think we already kind of know who you're going with for your player of the game, but that's just the teaser. The WVU Medicine Player of the Game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. It's back as the Player of the Game award, Spencer, which I know you like because you love to give 2, but I don't think you can really give 2 tonight.
No. That was only like 3 times last year, Nick. So don't
it
give
seems
me that.
like going back to the Marshall days.
Don't give me that baloney over there. It's got to be the one, the only, Adam Seams. 14 points tonight. 14 points tonight. Kind of was a floor general. Led the way there for Greenbrier East. But one matchup I'm interested in seeing tomorrow is in the game tomorrow, since we're going to see Greenbrier East again tomorrow as they go up to Spring Mills to take on the Cardinals. Bryson Brammer on the perimeter will be interesting tomorrow. He doesn't start. He comes off the bench, but 11 points off the bench. Very impressive.
Yeah, 3 threes in the game.
So he is the honorable mention. I'm not going to give 2. I'll give you an honorable mention in Bryson Brammer.
Fair enough. But, yeah, Seams versus Cheek kind of at point guard. I would expect, and I'll talk about it more on the pregame tomorrow, I would expect maybe Max Anderson to have that assignment because he's kind of their defensive shutdown guy, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Our final score, Greenbrier East 70, Musselman 43. Again, join us tomorrow for Spring Mills and Greenbrier East. For the guys back in the studio, Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin, who you'll hear from after this, along with Braden Schaffner and John Alderton. I'm Nick Verzolini. Spencer Dupuy is our color analyst tonight. Saying so long for Musselman High School, and enjoy the rest of your Friday night.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you can be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. Now accepting new patients at all locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, Winchester, and at our newest office in Ranson. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
And so much more.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome into the And One Postgame Scoreboard Show. I'm Dylan Bishop. You just watched Greenbrier East defeat the Musselman Applemen 70-43. We'll give you some scores from around the EPAC and the Eastern Panhandle from other games here tonight. As we mentioned at halftime, Morgantown defeated the Washington Patriots 97-22. Jefferson tonight got the win over Parkside 96-51. And then Hedgesville right now leads Green Street Academy 35-11. We'll go ahead and we'll also get you some scores from around the NBA tonight. Right now, the Pacers are leading the Wizards 121-111 with 52 seconds left in that game. Right now, the Brooklyn Nets are defeating the Hawks 96-92 as they're just 1 minute into the fourth quarter there. After 3 quarters, the Cavaliers lead the Sacramento Kings 80-79. Game on ESPN right now. The 76ers lead the Lakers after 3 quarters 93-83. Memphis Grizzlies currently defeating the Detroit Pistons 69-58. Phoenix Suns and Pelicans tied at 46, 2 minutes to go before halftime there. And the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road against the Utah Jazz leading 23-18 in the first quarter. A couple finals tonight from the NBA. The Knicks defeating the Hornets 121-102, and the Orlando Magic defeating the Toronto Raptors 113-109. Again, your final score from tonight's game that you just watched on TV 10 or listened to on Talk Radio WRNR. Greenbrier East defeating the Musselman Applemen 70-43. Tomorrow we'll have a doubleheader of Spring Mills basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. At 1 o'clock, the men's team for Spring Mills will take on Greenbrier East. And at 2:30, following the conclusion of the men's game, sometime around 2:30, you'll see the Spring Mills girls basketball team take on Bridgeport. It's been Dylan Bishop for the N1 Scoreboard postgame show. Hope you have a wonderful Friday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.